in Ghana or www.pazitoradio.co.uk. Pazito Radio, we keep you alive.
Yeah, good morning, everyone, to Pasito Radio, and I'm honored this morning to have Dr. Araba, Osei-Kwesi, and then Dr. Tokunbo with me this morning. As you all know, the festival season, and by the time we don't know even if it's lockdown or not, but we're going to most of us are going to stay at home. So this morning we're going to talk most about our own nutrition, the way we're going to deal with it. So thank you and welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
So today we are here and our ears are ready, itchy to listen to what we have today.
Okay.
Trying to share.
Let me start. It's a festive season, so we thought we would just have an open discussion on, some of the healthy behaviors, we can adopt this festive season, number one. But then because the year is coming to an end, we also want to touch on how we can prepare towards the new year, as always, in regards to our lifestyle. So just a few tips on what we can do to start the new year with the aim of adopting healthy lifestyle or healthy dietary behaviors. Finally, I would also want to hear from your viewers, Pazito Radio. What do they want to hear from us? Last year, for 6 months or more, we talked about so many topics. Yes, we went for a long break, but now we want viewers to tell us. Everyone knows us now. We are public health nutritionists, so our emphasis is on disease prevention and health promotion through nutrition. That's what we do. We want to educate the public on how they can prevent diseases, how they can promote health through nutrition. So people should let us know what kinds of topics do they want to hear from us next year so that we can plan. Yes, we will not be able to come every week, but we will try and come as much as possible to address people's questions and also talk about important issues that the viewers want us to address. Is that okay?
Yeah, okay. But when you address it, you said some people knew it may be somebody's first time. So please, we need to introduce. Yeah,
okay.
Somebody's first time of
listening to you. Okay. So I'll start. My name is Dr. Araba Osei-Kwesi. I'm a public health nutritionist. I'm a lecturer at University of Sheffield. And then I am also part of Sahara Nutrition. So Sahara Nutrition is a community interest group that is seeking to support Africans and Caribbean people living in the UK and beyond. We provide nutrition education, we provide nutrition support. So we are here courtesy Sahara Nutrition.
Okay. So my name is Dr. Tokunbo Olayoju. I'm also a public health nutritionist. I'm also a lecturer at Liverpool Hope University, and I'm also a member of the Sahara Nutrition team. Dr. Araba has told you about Sahara Nutrition, so we're here courtesy Sahara Nutrition.
Okay, so Pasito Radio, we work alongside with them to educate the public. So welcome once again, and let's see what's there. So as we're going on, you can write it, because the doctors has given us the privilege that anything we want to be discussing next year, we can write it down, so they will take it up. So if you write it, I'll read, and then we will know, pick those one and put them down.
Yeah, that would be really helpful. Okay. Dr. Tokunbo, do you want to go first? Festive season. What do we want
Festive
to tell
season. Festive season is, especially this Christmas time, is usually a period people let their guards down. We eat like we want. That's when there's a lot of, especially I'm focusing on Africans now, especially West Africans. That's when we do a lot of alcohol. We do a lot of sweet sugar from cakes, sugar from drinks, from ice cream, from our puddings.
Chocolates.
Lots and lots of chocolates. And we don't do a lot of vegetables. We don't, except if we choose to do the Western style, where we have a table, and the table would have the chicken, the turkey, the starches, the rice, the potatoes, and a bit of vegetable. But by the time we have finished consuming, we have done a lot more of the meat, of the gravy, of the starches, and just a little of vegetable. Those kind of behaviors are very they're synonymous to festive seasons, especially like Christmas. But then the interesting thing is that after we have let our guards down and we have grubbed as much as we want to grub, in the new year, we then find ourselves giving ourselves New Year resolution to say we want to eat better, we want to blah blah blah. And whether we like it or not, the 2 weeks that we have let our guards down, we have added weight. We have added weight, we have compromised our metabolic functions, whether we like it or not. And then in January, sometimes, even though we as individuals will try to say that, okay, I want to shed this weight, not everybody has the privilege to be able to shed the as much of the weight that they have gained within that period. I was looking at an article yesterday, and the article said that it will be very, very hard for somebody who has gained a lot of weight to lose the weight to go back to normal weight. That it is a lot of effort, and that is truth. That is,
Yeah.
it has been proven scientifically, and that is just human nature. It is very easy to break down a wall, but it takes a lot of effort to build it. That's how it is. It is very, very easy to add weight, but it takes a lot of effort to be able to bring down that weight. So today, our message today generally, in the theme is to let us know we can still have fun, but still be healthy. We can enjoy ourselves, but we shouldn't let our guards down. We should be conscious of what we're consuming. Healthy eating is a deliberate act. Healthy lifestyle is deliberate and intentional. It doesn't happen by accident. You need to make up your mind, and consistency is also an important aspect of healthy lifestyle. We don't want to have done a good job for 6 months and then just for 2 weeks in December, because that can happen. The weight that we have lost in 6 months, in those 2 weeks, we can gain them back. And unfortunately, human psychology, by the time you climb on the scale and you see that, oh my God, I've gained this weight. For some people, that is it. That is the discouragement. And they then start to go down the hill. We don't want that. So what can we do to still have fun? Because we want to have fun. We don't want to
Yes,
be
we do.
to be, we're not nerds. We're not nerds. We know what it means to have fun. We want to have fun, but at the same time, we want to be healthy. We don't want to ignore our body. We don't want to ignore our health. Our physical, mental health are as important as our social health. That's what we have come to talk about today.
Please, when you come on, share the video, spread the news for us. Mr. Adolf Jenfi says, good morning. Good morning. And Papi Kolo said, welcome, lady. Long time. Yeah, we know it's been a long time, but we are back. We are back. Yeah.
So I talked about some things that we do during this festive period that are actually typically not so good for us. Our alcohol intake, our sugar intake, and a significant reduction in our fruits and vegetable intake. So those three we would address first, then we'll talk about other lifestyle. Dr. Araba, back to you.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Tokunbo. Sister Agnes, should we just do an English show today?
Do I even know?
I've been doing lots of English education these days. So
Okay, so
I don't
speak the chewy. Speak the chewy, it's called, isn't it?
Yeah.
TK likes
It
the
makes
fun.
it makes
I love
a
the language
difference.
actually.
Yeah, it really makes a difference as well because
It does.
yeah,
Okay.
it's not everybody.
Okay.
And most of our viewers are Ghanaians as well. So it's not everybody that really gets what you really want that person to get. So I think it's good when we do a mixture.
We should mix
Yeah.
it with it. Okay. So it's helpful. Yasin ababium na in the aza yezi ba nye there. Obi anyim there your Christmas season. Na ya sha you research is what I do Christmas season na and other festivals, especially Christmas no. Nkrofo bebree around that time no woman who permission na was easy basa basa. Lifestyle is not just his buying, a honor so yeah, physical activity be inti yepede yebe kai some of the things are able to my and yes I make sure that as much as enjoy on Christmas no we are not saying the man crofo enjoy or a festive season so all the ye to them no but it has ni yebe to me alongside having fun miss more be at the end of the day no omba emba affecti apomuzin research actually there even though it might be just 2 weeks nyama abeye no obotuma have a huge impact on our health even though it's just 2 weeks botuma again botuma ye kesi bia be wadrin there after new year no be try there be share this fact but onye easy so 2 weeks no anhwe wo hu ye na izizi basa basa na itumi gain weight bi na ye wadrin the new year no and my year me hu na ma workout research today it is not easy there but to lose them weight just like that inti yepede yebe kai who de bia ya meka den sem na yeka no onye de ye nyimo a lot of the things we are aware but ye hear constant reminders inti ya ba no yeah but because another thing that you kind there or there isheda for you to eat healthy or your friend deliberate or there isheda because we know but you're finding difficult so there should plan there day na meye na mahwe me hu ye this Christmas in Miss Mobeya come new year no na me nkope eyi me kaye kesi bia me bra me be manage and I me nkope Araba bi ma me ho because yes it's a short period but botum enya problems sa anhwe wo hu ya nti nyama some of the things I hu there odu Christmas and crofo tie yen there yenum nsa bebre yeah yen fruits and vegetables as some of the bia yeka no and eshitwe cake chocolate biscuits dam nyama na yezin in excess ntinde you better remind you on some of these issues na yes aboa ye ho there miss my yes we'll have fun but then we'll do it bearing in mind that you lead a healthy life so yes
Pazito Radio live now on TuneIn or Morningan or www.pazitoradio.co.uk. Pazito Radio, we keep you alive.
Pasito Radio this morning, we're keeping you alive. It says in our Hema Faithful Shia, the first, all the way from the US. We thank you for coming on. And everybody else, please share the video. When you spread it, somebody may not know, but what you have shared will teach that person something that will save his or her life. So that's all the sharing is about, for you to educate as well as you listening. Thank you. We're going back to Dr. Tokunbo.
So let's address our sugars. Okay. Now, in the United Kingdom, they have been the government has been nice enough to tell us what the recommendation of the sugar is for an individual. So it says that in your total energy, your total food intake, it is only 5% of that energy that should come from sugar. So let me see how I can put that in picture. That's about for somebody who is Dr. Araba, how do I put that in picture now? In 2000 kilocalories, how do I put that in picture? Okay, let me just for somebody who would have like a sandwich in the morning, typically that is ideal. This is just hypothetical now. A sandwich in the morning, or tuna sandwich in the morning, okay, and then would take an apple for snack, and then for lunch would take what would Ghanaians usually eat for lunch? when they're at work?
Rice, yam. Oh,
Fruit,
Okay,
everything. We can eat
yeah.
everything.
for lunch.
Mm.
Okay, let's say a cup of rice. Like no, like my no, yeah, like a cup, yeah, of
Mm-hmm.
rice. Okay, and with chicken. And then for lunch you take no, after lunch for snack you take like vegetable salad, and then at night you take a feast of banku with tilapia. Yeah, for somebody that is good for, that's about 2000 calories. They're about 2200 calories that I've just described. So it means that that person is not allowed more than what is 5% of 2020? 5% of 1000 is what? Help me out.
10% of 2,000 is 200.
5%.
Five
10%
percent of
is
So
2
5%,
is
yeah.
200,
It's
isn't it?
100. Yeah.
10% is 100.
No,
So
5% is 100.
is
5%
100
of
divided
100.
by, so divided by 4. That is 25. 25
25.
grams. Okay? So that means that that individual is not allowed more than 25 grams of sugar. Let's not forget that nobody will sit down and put what is 25 grams in how do I say it,
Yeah,
that's about
That's about
5
5 teaspoons
five
of
teaspoons.
teaspoons.
Five
yeah.
Yeah,
teaspoons, yeah. Nobody will sit down and put 1 teaspoon
in the
and
tea.
go. No, nobody's gonna do that. That's
Yeah.
insane. Nobody will do
Yeah.
that. However, we'll drink Coke. We'll drink flavored milk. Would eat cake. We'll eat chocolate. If you take only one can of Coke, the
Coke.
330 mils,
Mhm.
330 mils is about 30 something grams of
Yeah,
sugar. You see, you have already gone beyond
the sugar
your
level.
25 grams of sugar. Yeah. And then let's not forget, depending on how you cook your meal, if you add anything to your cooking that has, for example, for your salad, if you add mayonnaise, there's sugar added to mayonnaise. For some of the, there's some mayonnaise that they have sugar added to it. And it's some of us, as a matter of fact, when there's no sugar in it, we deliberately add sugar in it to make it tastier, and then put it in our salad. So that is the sugar already. And then some of us who want to eat baked beans. Baked beans already contains some sugar in it. Do you get what I mean? So there is hidden sugar in some of these foods that a typical diet that I just described would eat. So how much more when you are eating cakes? And in this season at work, there will be lots and lots of chocolates going
On the
around.
table.
So you're on the table, you're walking around, oh, nice chocolate, you take one. That is about 5 grams or more of sugar that you've taken. You walk, you go to whatever, you're coming back. Oh, the chocolates are still here. Is there nobody here taking it? You take another one. So that is number two. Before you know it, you're taking 3 chocolates, and already you have maximized your 25 grams. So what am I saying? Am I saying don't eat chocolates? No, that would be completely unrealistic. And as a public health nutritionist, it is essential that I'm giving you a message that is doable and sustainable for you. I've always said every little helps. So if you are choosing that you want to eat chocolate, then you're telling yourself you want to reduce your banku size by a quarter. For every chocolate you want to take, you're reducing your banku size by a quarter, or your size of your rice by a quarter. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It is it reduces the calorie. It helps you not to increase your calories, but the and it probably helps us to reduce the effect of the sugar that you're consuming. The aim is you don't want to go beyond the 25 grams of sugar. So I won't say don't eat cake or don't eat chocolate or don't eat, I would say, bear in mind that you have 25 grams of sugar. And let me shock you. If you took a slice of the Christmas cake, just a slice, you're already knocking the door of the 25 grams of sugar that you're entitled to. So if you are telling yourself that I want to take a slice of the chocolate or of the cake, then you need to make up for it somewhere else. It means that you're telling yourself, I want this chocolate. Then you say, okay, chocolate, but no Coke. Okay, I'll take one chocolate, but I won't have cake. Okay, I'll eat my cake tomorrow because there won't be. I won't eat chocolate tomorrow. In the festive season, at least you would that means you've had the opportunity to eat your chocolate, you've had the opportunity to eat your cake, and at the same time you're not increasing your calories. You're aware, you're taking deliberate actions to control yourself, so that at the end of the day you don't want to in one day eat your chocolate, eat your cake, drink your Coke, in which case at the end of those you have probably tripled or quadrupled the amount of sugar you're supposed to be consuming in a day, and you have also significantly increased the energy intake. And during this season, there's little, especially because it is cold, there isn't much of exercising. So yeah, taking this chocolate, taking this whatever, the sugars, accumulating the fat, compromising your insulin function, but then you're not physically active. Another way is, if you make up your mind you want to eat your chocolate and you want to have your cake, then you tell yourself that you're going to dance continuously for 1 hour. Continuously for 1 hour. That way, you have had your pleasure, but at the same time, because you want to keep healthy, you don't want to compromise your health, you're choosing to be physically active.
So, before I summarize this in Fanti, I guess one of the points we are trying to make is that this is a festive season. Food is meant to be enjoyed.
Yeah.
So we are not telling people don't enjoy your food. No, we are just giving practical tips on how you can still enjoy your food, but being conscious of trying to make it a nutritious one or a healthy one. So and we are giving practical, realistic tips, not things that people cannot do. Okay. So what were we saying? What was Dr. Tokunbo talking about? We started with us is sugar. If a average person you can hear what recommendation there, only there in a day the average person better more than 25 grams of sugar, or no, not to the 5 teaspoons of sugar. Now yeah kadam na we are not referring to table sugar no nkotin, because obi enyi ho a owo ho no ma osora in a day obefa 5 tablespoons of sugar in ni tea, ni cocoa, in a ni oats. No, nye dam na ye patre dam sugar no ye sugar or ye hidden ye sugar or ebi wo mayonnaise mu, ebi wo ketchup mu, ebi wo baked beans mu, ebi wo biscuits. Inti dam nyama no ye sugar ni wom. Ehu ba ni na or contribute to my aban na aka and a recommendation researchers academic may yenzi more than that, because it's more than that on no cover in okofa problems bebree ebron. Ehu inti says ya Christmas aba, cake bebree wo ho, chocolate bebree wo ho, drinks bebree wo ho. How would you ensure that you are not exceeding this? If I in a bay, na I'm making sure there ain't beyond my church. And all my examples there. Coke, 1 can of fizzy drink into not just Coke, fizzy drinks baby, or yeah, 8 grams, eight tablespoons of teaspoons of sugar. Is that 30 grams in a
No,
fizzy
that's
drink?
40. 80 is
Grams.
about for Coke itself is about 30. I'll let you know. I'll tell you
Yeah.
categorically.
So most of them is between 30 and 40 grams, of sugar, which goes beyond my year canoe. 1 can of Coke, bebrina, or also saying sugar only there ye fam bruno. It is Christmas aba ebonom drinks. Ye into munka de mankrofo onya realistic de beka de menum cook, menum fanta. But se enum cook na drink ho de okay say sia manum beyond mana o de mefa no. Inti damda no menzi chocolate. Damda no ebia menzi coke. No, sorry, anum coca, menzi biscuit. This is how you are being calorie intelligent and carbohydrate intelligent, and you know you are practicing, you are applying nutrition na risiano. So anum coca, ako beyond with sugar no. Inti ba na order ye. Before for sugar won't be brain, damda no menfa. Ebia next day, because Christmas people have to have, you want to have cake. Me Christmas you make cake, make chocolate, but that be bonum coke no. Next day na ebia afa biscuit. Next day, that same day, emfa coke, na emfa cake, na emfa biscuit, na emfa chocolate. You know the combination of all that. At the end of the day, with sugar no, it would have been times 5. Na dam nyama no or abe affect wapumzini. Now, another thing is to say, there are some people who don't like these sugary things. But even then, you know, your banku, your omutu, your fufu, so you can do something about it because also contributes into when you've had your coke. So usually, easy banku size there, and now 1.5. Hunde damdano, like if your usual size is 1.5, anum coke into damdano a betodo. Because Nina or contributed to sugar na kano. So that day na anum coke no, you will reduce your banku size, you will reduce your fufu size. That way, no, you are not missing out on anything. But to animal cook is fufu, but portion size, but reduce. Bear in mind there anum cook. Damn now what they drink, damn now what they apply. Nyamana de biya kahwa because we are not saying don't drink coke, don't eat this, especially in this festive season. You know, we are not being real with ourselves because Tokunbo and myself will be able to have some this Christmas season. You know, so be there, men fan at all. No, it's not real. It's not sustainable. You do it 2 days, and then the third day, no, you will drink like 3 or 4 cans of coke because
you will make up for the loss.
Exactly.
So if I'm really getting what you're trying to educate us, all those things we can eat it, but we should make sure we don't have it the same day. Like a lifestyle, having coke with biscuits, and then evening you have the chocolate and all those things. Meanwhile, the fufu is also ready.
So on your Christmas season, Asema, if it wasn't for the fact that it's a Christmas season, we would preach occasionally. We don't preach. We will not educate the public that go on and eat biscuits, chocolate. Even that we don't say don't have it at all. We just say have it occasionally. You know, don't keep having cake, don't keep having biscuits. We say that all the time. That is what the UK recommendations also say, that occasionally now have it. But this is a Christmas season, and so it's difficult.
The temptation is high.
Exactly. You have it all around you. We are giving some practical tips as to how you can manage it. Miss Mobeya ain't having in excess because we know it's difficult. It's difficult to tell people don't have fizzy drinks. No, it's not possible during the Christmas period. It's not possible not to have chocolate. It's not possible not to have cake. I have into on a kind. If an enda next day now for baby fufu. Me and Fanina on the same day because how or health. Yes, another thing was physical activity. UK Hano, because of the weather, no, a lot of us stay and because of Omicron in Timponti, people will not be going out. So we physically active. So consume so we are not walking, we are not moving around. Into tip up a core mind there. Why would I cocoa damdano? Fanyum do not dance for 1 hour. Just dance, you know. Into munko out, into munko baby. Yeah, baby will fee. Ono so boa. At the end of the day, no, a pedema, a afan baby, a ben dam calories. So it's Essa and I walk around up and down with ya. Ono so bob to make sure that come New Year, no, na ingeni a kilos baby. If you follow these suggestions, recommendations we are making now, New Year babano, na still I enjoy with Christmas, but then you've not put on too much weight. Yeah.
Okay, and welcome everybody on Pasito Radio. If you've just joined us, this is Dr. Tokunbo and Dr. Araba, and they have given us the opportunity that you can write what you want them to be teaching. So along the line, you can just write it and then they will jot it down so that they will be taking the topics from God willing next year. We welcome everybody, Rich Labi, Mama Dorothy Edujumo. He said good work and thank you so much. And everybody that Papicolo, everyone. If you are there, please just write. If you think like, oh, is it cholesterol I'm thinking about? How do I go about it? Anything that you think, they will take it up and take it one by one as we go on next year. Thank you.
Thank you. So the next thing we will look at now is how we actually do our cooking. So during this period, there's a lot of frying. It's just cultural. You fry your chicken, turkey, fry your meat, fry your fish. Every opportunity to fry, you take. Like I said, it's cultural. That's what we do. That's one of the ways we enjoy our proteins. However, maybe we shouldn't fry. And the interesting thing is that when you fry and you grill, the taste is almost the same. You would not know. So why not, instead of frying your turkeys and fishes and meat, why not just boil, spray, use the oil spray to put a bit of oil and then put in the grill. I have deliberately said grill, not roast, because if you roast, you need a lot more oil when you're roasting than when you're grilling. And if you're choosing to roast, like roast turkey, what we do in my house is we allow the fat to roast it. And then every now and then, my husband goes to scoop out the oil that would be, that the turkey rather, would release during the process of the roasting, just to reduce the amount of oil that we're going to consume at the end of the day. So, and then we might want to use more of vegetable oil and less of butter when we want to fry. So we want to make our jollof rice. In Nigeria, we sometimes use butter, as I don't know if you guys do it in Ghana.
No,
Okay, all right. In Nigeria, we use a bit of butter just to give it some flavor. You can eliminate that and then use the vegetable oil instead, or sunflower oil, better still, because those are better types of oil. But then let's make it just a little bit of oil. Now, we might say that if we use oil too little, it becomes dry. The jollof rice will be dry. I understand that. But then we can make a bit of gravy to give the moisture that we want in the jollof rice. So we can cut down in the oil that we are going to be using, and we'll still increase our tomato paste instead, because our tomato is vegetable. So we increase our tomato paste instead, cut down on the oil a bit, and then we'll still have our jollof rice. It doesn't necessarily mean it will be dry, but if it turns out that you feel it is dry, then have a bit of gravy, which you would make with your turkey anyway, and add the gravy to the jollof rice so that you would have the moisture that you want. So you have reduced your oil, you have increased the vegetable, you are eating the jollof rice like you like. It's still there, and it still tastes nice with less oil, more vegetables. And something else that you can do is you can deliberately put mixed. I do it in my house too. I deliberately put mixed veg in my jollof rice. The aim is just to consume as much vegetable as I can. So I make my jollof rice. When it's cooked and it starts to steam, I just pour my mixed veg in it and I turn it all around or turn it around. It doesn't change the jollof rice taste. It is still jollof rice that I'm consuming. I'm just consuming it with a bit more of vegetables.
Vegetables, yeah. Now, talking about jollof rice, I've spoken to people through my research and they've told me that a lot of people don't enjoy jollof rice when it has mixed vegetables in there. And if that is you, you can still have your salad on the side.
Salad.
Yes,
Yes.
they
on
don't
the
like it
side.
when yeah. So you can always still have, and just to add to the dryness you talked about again, because we recognize people's preferences, people's dietary behaviors, and these are all factors that influences people's eating habits. So people have told me that when you eat jollof rice with gravy or stew, you have trust issues. Do you know what they mean? It means that you think the jollof rice doesn't taste well. That ideally, jollof rice that it tastes really well shouldn't be eaten with. These are all things we just have
Mindset. It's just the mind.
mindset. So going back to that point about dryness, I always tell people that this is information we are providing education. Yes, if you think little oil is going to make your jollof dry, and then you still don't want to add mixed vegetables, you don't want to add gravy. Now weigh those options. Do you want to continue having lots of oil because your jollof rice is going to be dry, or you would rather try to have it with a mixed veg or salad, just so you prevent diseases? People need to choose what they want. It is not always about taste preference. It is important, but health should take precedence, and that should be at the back of our minds all the time. I always say dietary behaviors are not enshrined in our genes. They are behaviors that we are socialized into. We grew up eating in a certain way. We can make very little changes to those dietary behaviors and eventually change towards a healthier one. So yes, let me translate in Fanti.
So
We started.
now, if you're watching, although these doctors are telling us is you need to choose. Think first about your health, not the taste of the food. Is this food going to destroy my life as I'm going when I'm aging? Or am I going to remain the same? And I think, especially when you are aging, we need to reduce certain things. So, it's the mindset that we have. The mindset. Do I think about my health or just about the taste? I always say, what will you gain if you have money and at your later part in life, you are sick? You can't even enjoy it.
You can. You can. And talking about the taste, seriously, healthy eating doesn't have to be boring. What she just described, it's just that people are not used to it. So someone would say, I don't enjoy it. But really, if you make it part of your eating behaviors, you would realize that it really isn't that bad. It isn't. It's not. It's just that you are not used to. And when you haven't tried something, you just think, this is how I like my jollof. It doesn't taste well. But it really is not bad. It really isn't. It's not. Anyway, let me
And you know
translate.
the jollof, if you have too many oil in jollof, it bends. You don't even
It
taste it
doesn't.
well
Well,
because
well,
all
well,
the
so
oil,
people
it
will
will bend.
argue. So for us in Nigeria, we would argue that the burning is the flavor. So we want it to
All
burn.
right.
Yeah,
To bend.
yeah.
All right.
I've heard that before. I've heard that before. Yeah. People like that smokiness.
That's smokiness, exactly.
Yes, in
That's
the food.
smokiness is yeah.
Okay, so see,
Pazito Radio live now on TuneIn or more than Ghana or www.pazitoradio.co.uk. Pazito Radio, we keep you alive.
Yes, Pasito Radio, we're keeping you alive. We're going back to Dr. Araba. She's going to
Yes.
talk in our dialect so that you can get it and
Language.
get it well.
So, na yeka miss my yenya hiezi bang. Nti eba na yebetuma ye Christmas na yeza aboa yen ho. Christmas time. Yankasa ebibifu yezi bang no otaye nchichechu yechu bibia. Kokko yechu ba yechu nam yechu nyama bebre. Nti Christmas impo yebechu even more. Ehu na yeka de. Se obeya anka yen try na yen so nchichew no do. Yen grill more and nam na yezi busy Christmas yi. Instead, some of the reasons people gave me for frying was time. In my research, when I spoke to lots of Ghanaians, they were like, time in New Honum. But Christmas, we all have some holidays. Let's make some time. Yes, grilling will take longer than frying. But again, bear in mind your health at the end of the day. What do you want? Do you want to have those quick fixes that is going to impact on your health? Or you rather spend just a bit more time to lead healthier lives? So yes, people's reasons are genuine. We recognize that. Obviously, someone told me about bills, the fact that grilling takes a lot more energy, and she doesn't have
Yeah,
money.
because it takes
Yes,
longer, so you're
yes,
consuming a lot more
yes, yes,
energy.
yes. So all those things we recognize, but then we still have to provide this education that so that people we prioritize other stuff. Even though we don't have money, we will send money back to Ghana to build properties. We will send money to Nigeria. And anytime I had a chance, I get the opportunity to talk, I mention this. We all have families that we support, and no one is saying you don't support your family. But we also have to prioritize our health, which includes spending some more money to be able to eat healthier, like grill instead of frying. Because, yes, you have to pay more bills when you are grilling, but you need to prioritize that. Into yeah, not all my example of how I go to my grill. Also, in one Nigeria from pose why jollof, what too was butter, but Ghanaians don't use butter in preparing their jollof, right? But maybe in the grilling or things like that. But or better they be use oil, sunflower oil. You okay? Na is a for one nam no kakra na spray kakra one nam no and sun as a she grill no. No my example. The only if you impose oil damn na oil ni begu ho a what's safi ho. E won't oil never ne iwi if you miss ma nam no absorb the oil bebree. What else did we talk about? Okay, now I feel like I've forgotten the rest. Yes. And that's it.
It was mainly between the grilling, the frying, those kind of.
Well, if I'm going to respond to the amount of electricity that is consumed during grilling,
yeah,
depending on the amount of food that you're frying or grilling, and depending on the size of your utensils, for frying, you're going to have to do it many times, batches upon batches upon batches. Am I correct?
Yeah.
However, if you had a standard size oven,
yeah,
you can put it, the 2 batches of frying can go as one in your grilling.
yeah.
Does that make
That's
sense?
true.
And then
Yeah.
if you have like 2 trays, that means that the 4 batches of frying is going once
Yeah.
into your oven. So at the end of the day, you're not spending more. You're not.
You're
At the
not,
end of the
unless
day.
you were just
And the good thing about another thing about the grilling is you control the temperature. The higher the temperature, the more energy you're expending. That's very true. But at temperature of about 180, you will grill sufficiently. But when you're frying, your oil has to be quite hot for you to have the effect. So you first of all wait for your oil to be hot. You're spending energy, and then you fry, and then batch upon batch upon batch. If you put it together on the long run, I haven't done the research. I'm just looking at it, logically. On the long run, you're probably spending about the same time and probably about the same amount of energy. It's probably about the same cost on the long run.
Unless
You
if you
know
were
what I mean?
just frying something small and you are
Exactly.
comparing
Except if you were frying 2 pieces of meat or
and
3
you were
pieces of
comparing
meat.
it
And
to
this is
grilling,
Christmas period. That's not what's going to happen.
people will do a
You're going
lot
to be
more.
hosting. And not
Yeah.
just, even if you're not hosting, you're going to be making food available for you, your partners, your spouses, your children to keep munching on, actually. So you want to,
Yeah.
if that's tradition, then you want to be sure that they're munching on something that is not detrimental to their health
True.
at the end of
True.
the day.
Yeah, yeah, good point. Good point. Yes, so just to a lot of the people who were one way concerned there say it's or cheaper than the big grilling. No my explanation there. Say it will number at the end of the day, it bet you in several batches. But it not the same energy na we expending because a grill about to be shim not a grill, but a fryer did again over and over again in batches. It might end up being the same anyway.
The same.
But my point is that yes, that's in spite of that, you need to think about what you want eventually. You do know that eating too many deep fried foods is not healthy for you. So even if you think that this is a bit less cheaper than the other one, is that what you want to do these, unhealthy behaviors so that 5-10 years down the line, this turns into something else for you, or you would try and find a way. There is always a way. There is always a way.
Always a way.
There's always a way, to adopt healthier lifestyle.
I think it's time, especially we Africans, think about ourselves first because, as Dr. Tokunbo was saying, you would still send the money back home. You won't spend it on yourself, but you will still have the same money that you're crying on to send it back home to do something else. Meanwhile, you're squeezing yourself. You are not eating what you can eat because you're thinking about what we're doing back home. So I think it's time that, because most Africans, we lead a double life. We plan here, we plan there, so we don't really think about our own self. So I think it's time that we need to really focus on ourselves first, because that
There's
building is not going to take care of you whilst you are sick here. So I think enjoy yourself with what you want to eat. Then that one becomes secondary matter.
there's someone who gives these motivational talks and is always saying that even when you get onto the flight, they tell you that when you have a child, put on in an event of an emergency, put
You
on
take
your
care of
mask
yourself first.
before you put that of your baby or
Yeah.
whoever else is around you. So we need to put ourselves first when it comes to our health. Okay, so apart from remittances, my recent research, which I am still not done with, I was speaking to community leaders, and someone told me that he went to an event and every Ghanaian at that event was in a designer cap. So look at some of the things we
We
prioritize.
spend money
He said
on.
was, I think he was certain that, I think he's seen that cap somewhere, was like 70 pounds. That's what people are wearing. But these are the same people
Wow.
who buy a very cheap product, and I'm not talking about cheap products that are healthy. A lot of the unhealthy foods can be very cheap. So
Very
these are
cheap. Yeah.
people who would spend money on these unhealthy, caloric dense foods, but then they would spend 70 pounds to buy a cap or other stuff. Just, I don't know if it's for status in society, I cannot tell. So it's not just about remittances or properties at home. It is about what we choose to prioritize in our lives. And most of the times, nutrition, our diet, our lifestyle is not one of our priorities. It is not. Okay, I think we should move on.
Akuya Boateng, good morning. Samuel Bweji, good morning. Rich Labby said, I'm really enjoying the program. Very educative. Thank you. Share the video, educate somebody with this as well. Because nowadays, I don't know, but if you work in the health sector, you could see how life is just meaningless. What do I mean by that? You see somebody who is really rich, and then at the end, when that person is sick, it's nothing is meaningful anymore. So we are all learning. And as we go into next year, let's make our health the priority first. I think that will help us. Mama yɛnhwɛ yɛn ho so yie, yɛnkasa no, yɛn nipadua no, yɛnjoy nneɛma a ɛyɛ. Enjoy. Let us enjoy ourselves. And then when we aging, as you aging, you can see that the body is no more the same at all. How you were when you were 30, how you were when you were 40, how you are when you are 50 is not the same. You could feel your body, the changes in your body, especially when you're going through menopausal season. It's not easy at all. That's where when everything falls on you again. So don't think when you are 30, when you are 40 is the same. No, it's not the same. Mama Dorothy Ebijuma says, great point, great ideas. And yes, we should invest in our health. You can't enjoy the material things when you are unwell. Yes, that's what Mama is confirming. That what I'm saying, when you are sick, that health cannot save you. So let's plan and enjoy. Let us enjoy. When we eat healthily, we can enjoy the investment. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Lastly is alcohol. That's another thing that we indulge in during the festive period. And the recommendation in the United Kingdom is we should not take more than 14 units of alcohol in 1 week. Some people binge drink. That means they would not drink anything, and then in one day they will consume the whole 14 units. That is even though you're still within the 14 units per week, it is an unhealthy behavior because you are significantly compromising your metabolic function. When I say your metabolic function, I would say the way your body responds and digest the alcohol, the way your body responds and digests to fat, the way your body responds and digests the sugar. Those are your metabolic functions.
Function. Can you explain 14 units? Because some of us,
Yeah, I
yeah,
was
I don't
going to
know
say
alcohols.
now 14 units is dependent on the kind of alcohol that you're consuming. So I'm on drinkaware.co.uk and they have said 1 pint of beer. Generally, one beer is about 4% ABV. Okay, alcohol per volume or something. ABV is alcohol. What's B? I don't remember. Volume.
Alcohol
ABV
unit.
anyway.
Let's call it unit.
ABV anyway. That's the unit. Alcohol per volume. Okay, so for a typical beer, that's 1 pint is about 2.3 units. Okay, so if you want to take 1 pint, that's fine. 1 pint of beer once every day. That makes sense. Is that
If you take
okay?
it once every day, and one
Once
is
every day. So 2.3. As a matter of fact, you can't even take once every day. You
no,
can't take once every day for 7 days. You can
no,
only take once every day for 5 days because you don't want to be
5 days will give you,
you
okay,
don't want
yeah,
to be more than 14 units in
yeah,
1 week.
yeah.
Okay? That is for beer. Now, for cider, some people think that because it is cider is fermented apple. They think because it is fermented apple, it's not as alcoholic. As a matter of fact, it's a bit more alcoholic than the beer. So 1 pint of cider is 2.6 units. So which means you even need less of that to consume once a day, and you cannot even do 5 days. In which case, if you are doing cider, you probably do want to do just 4 days.
Within the week.
Within the week. 1 pint within the week. Now, let's look at a bit more strong alcohol, which is what we do. If you are talking about wine, depending on the type of wine, but a wine that has on the bottle 13%, a glass is about 2.3 units. A glass of wine. So when I'm saying a glass of wine, that's a wine cup, a normal wine cup, about half of it or thereabouts. That's 175 mils thereabout. That's about 2.3 units. So you can choose that, okay, on Christmas Day and Boxing Day, I want to take two glasses of wine each, and that's it. That's full stop for the week. You are still enjoying your wine, you're still enjoying your alcohol, you're just being responsible about it. And let's not forget, when we drink, we do not drive at all. The interesting thing is the way people respond to alcohol is very individualistic. Some people will take that one glass of wine and will be sane. Some people will take that one glass of wine and will go bonkers. So you also need to know your
Yourself.
body, know yourself, and do not binge drink.
Yep.
If you have not had any alcohol throughout the week and then on Christmas Day you choose to have an alcohol, please don't take more than that 1 pint of beer or one glass of wine or one shot of whatever. And better still, if you can do without the alcohol, better for you. Better for you. There are nice drinks. There is is it Shaw? SHOER.
Oh, I like that drink.
That is a nice drink.
They'll tell you
There,
it's sugar. You drink
exactly.
sugar.
But the good thing is, it doesn't have as much. It does have sugar, but not as much sugar as it would be for Coca-Cola, for all these fizzy drinks. I think it's a bit fizzy. It is a bit
Yes,
fizzy,
yes, it is a bit
but
fizzy.
it
Yeah.
doesn't have as much sugar as the Coca-Cola Fanta Sprites. So, which is all right actually, and which is makes it even a better substitute to the fizzy drinks. You see,
So people think that alcohol is the lesser evil, yeah? Where because they think that fizzy drinks have sugar. I
it's
guess.
not lesser evil. Let's not be deceived. It is not lesser evil. Depending on your body, some, like I said, we respond to it in different ways. Whether we like it or not, when you consume alcohol, some of it will go straight to your brain, whether we like it or not. That's just how it is. And then some people will have a lot more going to their brain than the others. You see,
That's why
it,
some people, you see them misbehaved, or you see a
they
change in that.
misbehave.
Yeah.
They
So,
misbehave.
so it's confirmed
Your,
that it's
your
gone into your brain.
it's gone into your brain, and then you lose control. That's it. It starts to control you instead of you
Controlling
controlling
it.
it. And you don't want that. You don't. It's not our culture to get to that point of drinking alcohol. We want to have fun. We want to have fun. We recognize that. But we want to be responsible, and we don't want to lose our health in the name of having fun. Fun is a temporal thing. It's momentary. Your health is your lifestyle. It determines how long and how
You want to
well
leave.
you're gonna live. Yeah.
So
But I would
short
feel when
message is that if
what do
you
you
can,
mean?
if you can not take alcohol, that would have been the best.
Now the
But
best.
we recognize that not everyone can. Inti, what is the recommendation on how much you can have? UK Hano, I buy it trade and I research at trade. Men for more than 14 units. Now, what is 14 units? 14 units in trade, 14 bottles in a week. No, on trade them. It's be explain natural. 14 units, no. So a beer, one beer containing 2.5 units, or 2.3, so almost 2.5 units. It is so a 2.5 na epede enum within the recommendation, na not sure there in the week, anuma ma brodo ye be 5 maximum. My own you can maximum on sure that you have to drink up to that. So bottom for 1, 2, 3 be within a week. Se be an arenoma.
Then there, my what on what shops no your four.
Yeah.
Obi to consume the four at the same time.
Ono na onion. Ono dam eyina na ye ka binge drinking no. Ono na no hun sunsuando no nyen no. Obe how health eventually. Ehu nutrition na diet na here drinks no. Iya ye hu impact ni say sia o. Ehu ye hu ono na I bohu na that dementia dam nyama ni na is been linked to here dietary behaviors. Yaraba bebrebe ye nyina what are linked to near behaviors. Say, understand? This is people buy 4 bottles of beer and drink it at a go. And then I'm saying that sometimes you will not realize the effect immediately because now our body, you don't. Some people don't react. Someone can take 8 bottles and still be fine.
I'm still be fine. Yeah.
Yes, but nehun sunsu baba echiwi. Say, I've explained the beer. So a cider,
I think Dr. Tokunbo didn't even go to the vodka and all those things. It didn't even come out.
Yes.
And that was what I said. A shot. The vodka
shot.
is it's.
You know
Let me
the hard one, the hard liquors.
Yeah, that's a shot.
A shot is
A shot.
How many units?
A shot is 25 mils.
All right.
25 mils.
25 mils, and a shot is 1 unit.
Okay.
But you see, the thing about Africans, we don't do vodka. That's not what we do. We don't do gin. We do beer. We do wine. We do Baileys.
So very few people do the shots. Yeah.
What did you say?
Very few people do the shots.
Very few people do the shots. And because I don't drink, but I see when I look at their faces when they have the shots, there's this that I think it's
be putting their hand on their chest, beating it.
Yeah, so for me, if I don't know, maybe that takes away the fun. I don't know. I don't get it. But I know that we do more of the lager, the beers, and the wine culturally. That we do a lot more of that. And unfortunately, those things have a lot more units than the shots.
So yeah, so for being impeded for more than 5 in a week, into 1, 2, 3 in a week, you're okay. Side and on a yakade on also crubia contain 2.6 units. Into on put or contain more in beer. Into on you don't want to have more than 4 in a week. Into again, so if you're having it, maybe 1, 2, 3 be in a week, no your recommendation. On cheddar or there, you can just have 1 in a week, be okay. But if they find more. On as a men call beyond number na yezem. Only yes a glass of wine, yet the usual glass of wine, and it could be containing. Is it 2.3 units per glass of wine?
2.3 a
Again,
glass of wine.
yes. Christmas a what can then cry? Men fa beer, nem fa wine, nem fa cider, ni now on the same day. Again, if you're in the Christmas, they go to my for wine, next day now for cider, and be them. But understand that research actually if any baby and do so if you want to have it within these limits, yeah, recommending. Okay, so that's it about the drinking. And now you can remember, don't drink and drive.
No drive.
And now you might add that drinks or honor. But for people who want to take their alcohol, they will still want to take it anyway. So you can't convince them not to
We
take
can't
their
convince them not to.
So, yeah,
We can't convince them. But it is essential that when they are doing it responsibly, with a lot of sense of
Mr. Martin
responsibility.
Luther King said,
and-
thanks, Dr. Tokunbo and Dr. Araba, for insight advice. Hey, giving up on the Friday usually drinks won't be easy, especially after
No, we're not asking you to give it up. No, that was what we started with.
I said, don't do it the same day.
Changes. You start gradually. And for somebody who wants to stop smoking, they don't just stop. Boom. It's gradual. And you know, every little helps. Moving from 3 bottles to 2 bottles is a big gain.
Yeah.
And then from 3 bottles to 1 bottle, it is something to be applauded.
Yeah.
And then you will then find yourself, you're just not craving it anymore.
Yeah. So for Mr. Martin Luther King, it's just a matter of reducing the bottles.
Gradual changes.
Yeah.
Gradual. I'm not asking if you just stopped it. I know you're gonna go back. You'll go back to it. I'll be deceiving myself to think you will not go back. But if you make gradual, it's a scale, a sliding of the scale, gradual slide downwards of the scale until you get to the point where your body just doesn't crave it anymore. Then you will know that you're good. You're in control. Before we go, I know that we spent 1 more hour.
Yeah,
I 1 hour. I just want to emphasize physical activity. That cannot be overemphasized. It is party time. Dancing for our culture is part of partying, you know.
Yeah.
Every day when you have finished your eating, make sure you put some azonto dancing things and do azonto. It's just part of physical activity. It is fun, but it is physical activity. And the aim is just to keep us fit and well and ready for 2022.
Now, talking about being ready for 2022, Sister Alice, allow me to give some tips for people who want to start 2022. Now, this year we did a lot of talks. You know, we haven't done a review to see if any of these talks made a difference in anybody's life, but people can do this themselves. You know, did anybody change anything with regards to their dietary behaviors? Did anybody lose weight, or did anybody actually develop something? Did you gain weight, or did your high blood pressure go up? I mean, everyone is different, and everyone will fall in one of these groups. Either you adopted some unhealthier behaviors or you made some changes. Irrespective of where you are, in the new year, everybody sets goals for themselves. Most of the times, it has to do with work or other stuff. Yes, some people set weight loss goals. It's always weight loss. But people don't set very little goals, smart goals. We call them smart goals. Okay, so goals that are measurable, that are specific. Say, I want to increase my water intake because we don't take water. We like to take drinks. We don't take a lot of fluids. Okay, so when we say setting goals for your lifestyle, it needs to be smart, and smart means it being, like what I said, specific. I want to have vegetables at least 2 or 3 times a day. I want to cut down on my sugar intake. That is being specific. That is being measurable. That is being, achievable, sustainable. Okay. When you just say, I want to lose weight, it is not specific enough. So we want people to set goals like that based on what we've spoken about over the last 1 year. You know yourselves, you know what you don't do right. Okay, so sit down, write these goals down that by the end of January, I want to be able to be drinking at least 5 cups of water a day, because at the moment I just drink 1. That is the kind of thing you start with when you're thinking about your lifestyle. Now, before you set those goals, find out your why. When I say your why are you even setting these goals in the first place? If you are doing it because we are saying it now, myself and Dr. Tokunbo we are telling you that you need to set goals for yourself, you
That's
will
not
not
sustainable.
You need to find a why that connects with you. Why should you improve your lifestyle? Is it that perhaps you have diabetes in your family, and so because of that you're susceptible to getting it and you don't want to get it? You have children and you want to live longer so that you can take care of the children. I cannot determine your why for you. You need to sit down and find a good reason why you need to adopt healthier dietary behaviors or lifestyle behaviors, because life is such that there are days, just like everything else, you don't want to do anything. There are days that, oh man, you just have cravings to eat just unhealthy. But when you have that underlying why that you connect with, you would, as much as you want to eat like 3 slices of cake each day, you would remember your why. And that would motivate you not to do that. Okay? Now,
Let me just, as Martin Luther King said, I do suggest more and serious attention to be focused on physical activities. This
okay.
is seriously and dangerously lacking in our community.
Yeah.
It's true, because we allow the workload to take over. So
Yeah.
it's always we are tired. So as Dr. Araba is saying, if you know your why, one thing I've realized, if you decide like maybe I'm stopping sugar, you can do it, and it will be your lifestyle. When you want to binge and eat vegetables, you become used to that. When it's not there, you feel there's something
Missing.
It only works for you.
missing. Yes.
It works for you because you know your why. You know the reason why you want to cut down on
Yeah.
your sugar. You know the reason why you want to increase your vegetable intake. For anyone who doesn't have a reason, they will not be motivated to
There
eat,
won't be motivation, and it won't be sustainable. It won't be a sustainable change.
because you're doing it only because we are talking about it.
Yeah.
You don't have a reason you connect with. Okay?
It is human psychology, really.
Exactly. And as I say, it doesn't have to be huge changes. Guys,
No.
you don't have to quit. Healthy eating, healthy lifestyle is not supposed to be so difficult. It is
Hard.
deliberate, but you can start with small changes. Okay. And finally, like I said earlier on, food is meant to be enjoyed. So as part of what we do, we don't ask people, stop eating your fufu and your banku and eat only vegetables. No. You need to enjoy your food. It's not sustainable. I cannot eat just vegetables the whole day. No, I have to eat my Ghanaian food. It is how you eat it and how you prepare it that counts. So, and then, hey, finally, don't forget your vitamin D supplements. It's a winter
Yes.
season.
In this season, yes, please. Yes, please.
Everyone should get their
Your
vitamin
10
D.
microgram.
Sorry?
Sorry?
Vitamin. I said, can you repeat it so that we hear?
Vitamin D.
Do
All
not
right.
forget to take. You go to
Vitamin
the.
D
You can get it.
supplements.
You can get it over the
So
counter.
do we have like the amount that is recommended?
10 microgram. If you just go on Tesco or wherever, look at it, it will tell you the amount of microgram per tablet. Yeah, the recommendation is 10 microgram per
Okay,
tablet,
all right.
and
Okay,
one of
thank
it every day.
Yeah. You don't have to remember the amount or the dose. When you go, they would give it to you. Okay, so let's may God take us all to the end of this year. Let's start the new year
Amen.
well, bearing in mind that we want to adopt
Pazito
healthy.
Radio live now on TuneIn Moldingan or www.pazitoradio.co.uk. Pazito Radio, we keep you alive.
So that's the final word Dr. Tokunbo and Dr. Araba is giving us now.
So
Okay.
I don't know if you're going to send a list to you. Like I said,
The one that was there is how can I avoid diabetes?
okay.
How can I
Also-
avoid diabetes? So And then the
Yeah.
other one is,
Mhm.
it says, my sister is very big. She doesn't have high cholesterol, and I am tiny, but they said I have it. So I don't know how we're going to educate on that.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
It said
We did
the other
some
one is
cholesterol
big, but she
sessions.
hasn't got cholesterol, high cholesterol. But he
Mm.
that is slimmer had high
Yeah.
cholesterol. So if he
Yeah, that's
doesn't,
very possible. It's very
Yeah, let them
possible.
keep those things coming, so because that will
yeah,
determine what they want to
yeah.
know,
So
and then we'll have
yeah, so I
sessions around
will send the rest to you, and then we will
we'll
take it
plan
one by
sessions
one as time goes by.
around that. Yeah. So
Thank you
Merry
everybody for
Christmas, everyone.
listening. I know it's
Yeah.
a very, we've really learned a lot about this. Please, gradually, let's help ourselves. I always say, what will you benefit if you have everything and sickness strike? That means our work done is zero. So let's think about ourselves first. Our focus on our health. And Rich loves say, God bless you guys for good. Thank you all for joining. Please share the video. You also share it to bless somebody who also doesn't have the knowledge of healthy eating or this year coming, the lifestyle that we all want to lead. We shouldn't just keep it for ourselves. Help somebody else, you save that person's life. So thank you for your time and
Thank
being with
you.
us, Dr. Araba and Dr. Tokunbo. And then viewers, thank you also for your time. So until we meet again, we say bye-bye and have a Merry Christmas in advance. Bye.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Bye.